I stayed too long, you got uncomfortable, and then you panicked. I knew I was in trouble. Then you burst my bubble. Yeah, you burst my bubble. Give up on you. I just need a second chance to prove that my love is true. I'm not crazy, please believe me. I promise I'm not out of my mind. Wanna see you, wanna hear you. Maybe it'll work out this time. And I began to panic. I knew I was in trouble. You burst my bubble. 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 You burst my
Hello and welcome to Creative Chaos number 7. My name is Christy and I'm your host tonight. And Creative Chaos is a show where I invite fascinating people creating fascinating things outside the mainstream. And we have conversations about what they're doing, and hopefully, we have some fun along the way. So, thank you to everybody who's joining me tonight. I see over on Pilled Foxhole that Giuseppe and Feisty Mango and Pill Promos came in and said, "What's up?" And it looks like I might have somebody over on YouTube. Whoa. Chris H. And Media Bear, what is up to my friend Dr. Clown out there in the YouTube lands? And I would like to bring in my co host Batman. I've got Batman as a co host because that's how cool I am and Flip City
What's
is.
up, Christy? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you, Batman?
I'm doing good. I'm actually just trying to get everybody out there in Foxhole Land a quick hello. We saw Classical Chick just popped in.
Oh, hello, classical chick. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, so tonight I wanted to bring you in a little bit early before we do our promo segment, which we're not quite doing today. Um, and the reason why is because we had a great loss in our community this week. Um, so I'm dedicating our promotion time to say how saddened we are to hear about Ames Memes passing. I had some interaction with her. I know she was a subscriber to the magazine, and she made a really, really great meme for Flip City, and I want to honor her by playing that meme. So, Cosmic, if you can roll that, please. So yeah, uh, really big blow to the meme community and Foxhole in particular. I know Ames made her way around, and that meme that we just watched that she created for Flip City. We didn't ask her to do that, and we were so surprised when she dropped that in our Telegram chat a couple years ago. So I know Bruce, you kind of have a similar story where you knew who Ames was, maybe had a couple interactions, but
Yeah.
to see Foxhole blowing up with all the support and prayers for her family is just wonderful to see, even though we lost a great person in our community.
Yeah. Ames Memes has been a staple in the Foxhole community for almost 2.5 years now. She came in a little after we did. And Hawk, our brother Hawk, from Three Beermen, was very close with her, and she created the Meme Academy, which a lot of Foxhole family members had joined to learn how to meme. She enjoyed sharing her craft. She enjoyed teaching people how to do what they do. And you've got somebody like Mikey Baseball out there who, if you listen to Mikey Baseball, much love, brother. I owe you a phone call. I got to catch up with you. He really learned how to create and make memes through the academy, and he's gung ho for it, and all thanks to Ames Memes. And it's very sad that we lost her, and I just want to say that our sympathies to the family, and may her soul be blessed. I hope that wherever she is, she's watching down over us, and hopefully she'll be able to help keep us safe now if she's above.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she's still laughing at all the memes and what the people that she's trained to do memes have been putting out lately. It never stops.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
So here's to you, Ames Memes. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. And yeah, our hearts go out to her family as well. Okay, well, thank you for coming in early, Batman, and saying really nice things and telling your story about Ames. In fact, probably about, um, gosh, and she must have been pretty sick at this point. 6 months ago, she reached out and said, anything, if you guys need any memeing, let me know. And I hit her back, but I'm sure she was, in pain. So that was my last interaction with Ames was about 6 months ago.
Yeah. I do just want to point something out. Sorry to interrupt your eulogy, but Prairie Fire says that your audio levels are way lower compared to mine. So if you want to
Okay.
modulate,
I have no idea how to modulate Cosmic. Is that a thing that you can do? Let me see.
Bruce is the one who's hot, actually. I'm modulated for you, and Bruce is the one who's way too hot.
Okay.
does this help if I do that?
You might need a whisper.
Just whisper.
Okay, I'll whisper. Sorry.
Use your inside voice, Batman.
I will. I'll use my inside Batman voice.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. So yes, welcome everybody to YouTube, Foxhole, streaming to Rumble and Odyssey. And I think it is time to give our guest introduction. Tonight I have Hojo, and I scrolled way too far because I have a little thing that I want to read here. Okay, so we've got Hojo. He is the creator of the
Mythicals.
Yes, the Mythicals. I did know that. The Mythicals. And he says he's an award-winning home brewer, so we'll want to talk about that. He's a hubby and father, an Army vet. The Mythicals is a supernatural action mystery that mixes horror, comedy, and an affinity for comics of yesteryear to entertain you. Start the journey with Nancy Moon and the rest of the team at Level M as they race to save humanity from the agents of darkness. Let's take a look at the trailer and then we'll bring Hojo in.
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at Level M. And the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. With her other teammates she is yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right meow.
And if you are interested in taking a look closer at Hojo's work, I do have a link in the description to his Fund My Comic campaign. And I saw that super duper cute cat, which I've been obsessed with for a few months, ever since I was introduced to him. Who is that? Muted.
Mute gate. Hojo, unmute.
Can't
Nope,
hear
not
you.
yet. Bottom left corner of your screen should be a
Got it
microphone.
now. Got it
There
now.
There
we
you
go.
go.
We got you.
This is only my third time being on Zoom.
Okay.
Okay, so Samuel, he's like her handler. So like if you're like new to like a government agency or something, you have a handler, somebody that shows you around, and he's been with the government for since the inception's older than that. So you can imagine being a jaded government employee for let's go on 200 years now. And so you know how cats are, like you're their pet, so he doesn't want pets. So he has to deal with these people. It's like a burden for him. If it were up to him, he would be in his library reading all the time. He doesn't really, he's not much of a people person, but he has to do what he has to do.
Okay, so he's been a paper pusher basically for 200 years.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a backstory too, but we'll we get into that in future issues. But yeah, he just, it's like a found family. He doesn't want her. She, like, all these people, they have no place else to go because they're monsters.
Okay, and we put together a little slideshow
Hmm.
of the work that you have up on Fund My Comic,
Yep.
and this here is the first 5 pages.
Hmm. You can read those for free.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
first
And
panel, it's kind of like the classic comic book recap where you kind of tries to tell the story in one panel and what happened. Like, obviously she's got something else, something going on, and she shows up. This is her first day at work after getting recruited to this top secret agency, and she's talking to the cat like, last night was crazy, and he just looks at her and basically is like, honey, you have no idea. So it's kind of like Men in Black, like when Will Smith, he finds out that aliens are real, but only he doesn't realize the scope of all of it until he comes to work that first day. And so this is her seeing all of this for the first time. Like, good grief.
okay, and this is your second book
Yeah,
in a how many books are you planning on doing for
it's
this
gonna be
series?
13. So kind of like steal from manga. I'm gonna steal from the East for a change, and just they have like sometimes 8, 10 volumes. I'm doing 13 issues because it's a supernatural number, and that's it. It's done. It's on the shelf. Enjoy it. Read it lots of times, but that's it.
Right. Okay. So, and this is your second comic. So you did your opening one. How long
Mhm.
ago did you start your story?
Uh, ooh, this started in 2005, and we were out on patrol. Just I was like, man, what if it was just like a team of monsters? Like, I never really read Hellboy or anything like that. I saw the movie, maybe I think after we came back. Um, wouldn't it be cool if like monsters were taken out, not just terrorists, but like something worse? And like we had no idea about it. And I'm like, I started thinking about it, thinking about it, had a nightmare. That's where the villain comes from. Um, but it just evolved after that. We were gonna submit to CrossGen Comics, which is an independent company in Florida. They had lots of big names working there, like Mark Wade used to work there, and I think Andy Smith and a lot of people. They're out of bit. They had just gone under once we got back, and because the guy that was drawing it at the time supposedly had an in with them, so I don't know if that's true, but oh, life happens. He's like, we can always submit to Image Comics. I'm like, yeah, okay, see ya. Not gonna
Yeah.
happen. All right, I'm done here. So I put it on the shelf. I put it on the shelf and started going back. And I'm a natural, like I'll think of things. I'm an idea guy, so I kept messing with it, messing with it, messing with it. And then comics started to go well in a direction I didn't like, and then because I didn't like it, I was told it's not for me anymore. So
Yes.
okay, I'll make my own. So I started uh but before I came to I'm gonna do this, I was looking at my terrible sports team on Twitter, and then somehow I saw a comic image, and then the algorithm made me go to this. This just was Twitter's fault. You like one thing, you go look at something like, oh, that looks cool. And then I saw one image one day. It's from a guy named Joe Sontag. He does a book called Reaper Destroyer. It looked just like some 90s stuff that I used to watch, or I used to read. And I was like, who is this? What is this? Is this image? Is this dark? And I'm like, no, this is him. He's doing it himself. I'm like, get the hell out of here. These cats are doing it themselves. They don't need a publisher. Like, oh no, it's crowdfunding. I was like, whoa, what's crowdfunding? So I did a lot of homework, which I suggest a lot of people do. A lot of people in the initial comic book stuff they don't. Um, so I broke it down. Like I was in the army, everything gets broken down to a fundamental piece, and so I had a whiteboard. I scribbled goals, and went back to this. I'm like, I could do this. I could do my own. I could do my idea.
Yeah.
So I went and I got an editor. I talked to some artists. Made it happen, crowdfunded it, and I do floppies, which is like your standard 24 to 28 page book. Mine, this issue 2 is 26, issue 1 was 24. Because I had 2 pages of the villain, it was just too juicy. And everybody responded well to him, and you got to listen to your customers and fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is a lot of corporations should probably take heed of that. But
That's really interesting though that you hadn't heard of crowdfunding. How long ago was that happened? You're like,
it's just like
what's
2 years ago, 3 years
no
ago.
way.
Yeah.
You only just heard of
Like
crowdfunding.
there was like I had heard of Kickstarter, but I thought it was like GoFundMe. Like I tried to be as unplugged from the world, but for my performer profession and stuff, like I can't not look at things like the news, and I try not look at the news because it's only gonna make you angry. Um, but I can't not know, you know.
Right.
So I knew
Right.
what GoFundMe did in Canada, and I was like, well, I'm not doing that. I don't want to. Like, no, 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 no. You pitch an idea, and people believe in it, and they give you money, and then you use that money to pay for everything, and then send it to them. I'm like, huh. Well, yeah, I'm in. I was started mixing it up in the chats and started making friends. It's a networking thing. Like it's relationships. It's
Right.
the days, I guess, when crowdfunding comics, like when Ethan Van Sciver and all them, like when they broke out, like Richard C. Meyer with their books, it was kind of new as far as like comic book goes because they're making $1 million. If Ethan's a former professional. I hate it when they say former professional. He's a professional. Um, those days are gone because everybody sees that it can be done. You can make your dream happen. So the market gets a little saturated, and money dries up. You're in a recession. So the first book, I was just like, I'm just going for it. Like I'm just like this. I'm gonna tell you why this is awesome. And I was successful. I'm still not. This ain't a get rich thing at my level. You can't. It's not going to happen unless you. Not everybody has the Ninja Turtles.
Right.
Some people think they do, but they don't.
Yeah,
I
that was actually something that I recently learned about the Ninja Turtles is that they just kind of put it out there and it sold so well that they had to do like other runs and it just went wildfire back in the day.
Yeah, but
I learned that maybe 6 months ago.
I sunk my own money into pre-production and getting the book ready, mostly ready to go. When people backed it, I'm like, this book is going to be done by the end of this crowdfunding window in 30 days. So you're going to get your book. I had to cover that base. And then my wife is an accountant and is a financial manager. So that, not wanting to disappoint her and her telling me, "Hmm, this is how much you spent." And I'm like, I don't want to hear it. So I became a marketing machine. I studied things. I did what I could, and I didn't sit on my laurels, as they say. I went and put flyers up old school because I used to help like a lot of bands and stuff in the 90s, and the internet was in infancy. You can just boop, put something on Facebook and Twitter, everybody comes. No, no, no. You got to tell everybody. You got to talk to people, and you got to
Right.
start to try to find people outside of it. And that's where a lot of comic people, I think, are starting to just sell to comic people. No, no, no. You got to try to sell a comic to somebody who doesn't read a comic. You got to
Right.
say, hey, remember when you were a kid, you read this awesome story? There's like space marines doing all this. I'm like, well, I got that, and it's better. I'm like, oh, no way. But you got to get them there first. Like,
Right, absolutely. So, you were successful in your first campaign, huh?
yeah, because I'm doing a floppy too. Nobody else is doing. Everybody's doing a graphic novel. Everybody's doing 48 page plus, and some people are like, "Oh, I got a 180 page coming." I'm like, "Oh boy, couldn't deal with that kind of financial. Oh, in mind, just give me a stroke thinking about that much money's going out the door and how much money you have to recoup. And
Right.
uh,
And how long it takes to make one of those.
yeah, I mean, it depends on your artist too, like how fast they are, and then with and like in a visual edit, this hand is backwards. Oh, we didn't catch that. Some people just be like, nobody will see it. They always see it.
Yeah, but
'Cause you,
that's the charm. You can always just promise to do better next time.
yeah, and being able to accept, criticism too, constructive criticism. I'd rather somebody go in there and tear it up. That way I can build it back stronger. I don't like saying build back better. It sounds weird.
I wonder why.
Sounds
Okay,
like
wait. Hojo, I just got to drop in here real quick, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Um, please tell me, if you don't mind, what year were you born? Because I have something. There's a reason why I ask.
1981.
Okay. In 1987, there was a horror comedy movie called The Munster Squad.
Yeah, I have it.
And
I have the DVD.
okay.
Yep.
I just want to make sure because prior to being here on Pilled, I had my own little YouTube channel that we would do comic shows and toy shows and reviews.
Right.
And we would go to Comic Cons all the time. I've been going to Toy Fair and Comic Cons probably since 88. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
right when I started reading comics.
right. So you probably haven't heard of us, but it was Nerds in a Bar, and we're still on YouTube. But my partner decided to get woke and broke, and he went sideways on me. So here I am, here on Pilled Foxhole with Christy and Cosmic Grandpa, and we have our own show called Three Beermen, where we talk about pop culture,
Nice.
technology, and beer. So
I can do that.
hearing that you're a home brewer, we may want to have you on our show another time. So we'll talk about that another
That would
time.
work. The medal is right there, by the way.
Okay, very cool.
Oh, I see it.
People are
I
like,
see it.
"Oh, really?" I'm like, "Dude, really?"
Well, you'll be happy to know that Cosmic Grandpa actually used to run his own brewery called Penn Brewing.
Oh,
Just a small little place out in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh. But yeah,
Just
he's
a,
retired from there now. He just recently sold it a year ago.
just
But
a small little place with 24 GABF medals.
good God.
Yeah, see, I knew both Batman and Cosmic, the disembodied voice, would love to know that you were a home brewer. So I was happy to see that on your Twitter profile. I'm also a beer drinker. I don't know if I'd say connoisseur, but we've tried our hand at home brewing as well. It's fun.
It's
And
my
if I
brew. I can always, when people ask how long am I doing it, I can just say a week later than my son was born because I was supposed to brew my first batch and she went into labor that weekend. So we waited till the next weekend. Her parents came down and brought pizza and I brewed beer in the kitchen.
Nice.
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. So sorry, I may be a little distracted here, but I'm trying to make myself a drink. I had bought an espresso bourbon, and I still have a little bit left over of my eggnog bourbon, and I'm mixing the two
Oh.
together as a shot. But I had to put it in here to get my little emulsion blender out and use it.
Hey.
So forgive me.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
We've got one of those too. My daughter uses it for her lattes.
Mm.
Yes. All right. Well, let's see. Where are we now? What was your home brewing medal for?
I got second place in like a Virginia one. It's a bourbon barrel stout, but I cheated. I don't have a bourbon barrel, so I took like these right here, these Jack Daniels smoking chips. You can get them at like any home improvement store, and I soaked that in some, I wouldn't say good whiskey. I'm not, and I don't want to say shit whiskey, but not terrible, not great. Like a Jim Beam type thing. It's not even whiskey, but
Not bottom
So-
shelf, not top shelf, somewhere in the middle.
yeah, somewhere in the middle. And so I soaked it in that for a couple weeks, and so like like when you go to dry hop a beer, I just toss those in the carboy and let it rock for about 21 days, and then bottled it. That's the only thing I bottle a keg now. So Um,
Do you have a kegerator yet?
oh yeah, yep. Looking right at it.
There you
Dude,
go.
I had one and then it broke. I'm so sad. So yeah, if we're brewing and we want cold beer, I grab the growlers, and in the fridge they go. Hey, I just wanted to over on Foxhole say what is up to Movies America. He says your show is excelente. So thank
Mm.
you so much for that. Hopefully we'll see you again over on Foxhole next week. And then over on YouTube, who checked in over there? Roofing Dude Bear. Hello, hello. Thanks for popping in. Uh, all right. So, something that you don't really know about this show, Hojo, is that we do segments. And one segment that is my favorite is Conspiracy Corner. I have a feeling you might be a conspiracy theorist. So if we could
Mm.
run that stinger.
I wanna live with a conspiracy girl. I could be prepping the rest of my life with a conspiracy girl.
Those weren't aliens.
All right. So I have noticed that plenty of people that write sci-fi or horror stories are often quite whacked in the head and actually believe there's conspiracies in waking reality. So I've got my protective hat on and I'm ready to hear what kind of crazy theory you believe is true or probably mostly true.
Oh God. Mm.
I surprised you.
I don't know. I used to believe in the JFK conspiracy, but the more they tell me that it's not true, the more that I believe it is true. Um, I don't believe in aliens.
Okay.
I wish I did. And I really wish I did because I think humanity is going a little crazy. But I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't think I have any conspiracy theory
Well,
that
I
I
mean,
believe in.
that sounds pretty conspiratorial to not believe that JFK is actually a conspiracy.
Yeah, I just like my mind goes too far into it, like the shooting angle, the speed of the car, and what if there was a tree? And like the more questions I have, the more I don't want to ask anymore, you know? And the thing that gets me is like every president we've had in, I don't know, my lifetime has said, "Oh, yeah, we're going to release the files." And trust me, that's the first thing we're going to do in like 30 days, like after the inauguration. We're not going to do it. There's just no point. It's like, well, if there's no point, then why not release it? Just release the damn files. Like, I don't care if it's an empty folder. I just want to see it.
Right, right.
Because I feel like, did you guys ever watch that show, The Fringe? It was like a J.J.
Yes.
Abrams
I
show.
have not.
Yes. Very much so.
Yeah, at the end of the first season, like Leonard Nimoy shows up and like he's in they zoom out and she's in the World Trade Center talking to him. So, it's like an alternate reality. I feel like the day he got assassinated, splintered something like we're in some whack ass alternate reality because it's like where America lost its innocence. Like they said in the JFK movie when he said Camelot and Smithereens, he wasn't joking. Like nobody trusted anything after that. Nothing. Vietnam, all of that shit started for real. Like, I mean, you could just go down the list, like corruption, Richard Nixon and everything. Like,
Well,
man, it didn't have to.
Richard Nixon,
Wait, I'm sorry.
they,
You're saying the government's corrupt?
I've heard things.
Hmm.
And like Robert Kennedy, all of that happened snowballing, and like Martin Luther King, all of it, it just got progressively worse, and that's why progressiveness.
We got to progress somewhere.
It just like, what if that never happened? Like, I wouldn't be driving a car with 200,000 miles on it, and my GI Bill would have put me into a doctorate. So, it just sucks, man. Like, and that's right there. Like that's proof that that's like the original conspiracy theory for me. Like, as far as pop culture in America.
You're talking about the JFK.
Yeah.
I think I'd agree. Well, actually, I don't know if you know this. The CIA invented the term conspiracy theorist
I know. Yeah.
because of people questioning
Yeah.
JFK back in the day.
Hmm. Too many questions. Too many questions.
Too many questions, but you're definitely not a conspiracy theorist.
No.
Hmm.
I just don't like being lied to,
Well, yeah.
like by my government. And sometimes I just feel like I can't trust a word any of these people say.
Now, as far as not trusting a word they say, I'm sorry, did you say when that light bulb went off in your head? Like how
Yeah.
old were you? How long ago?
Uh, I think I had a high school teacher that kind of just set me down one day. It was like, all the stuff that you're talking about, it doesn't matter, and all the stuff that you're saying that is wrong, it's right. Like he just, I guess the term now is red pilled. I just think he just brought me down to reality because I thought like it's like as long as I recycle and I do all this and that's my sacrament to the world, everything will be okay. Um,
Right. I guess that is kind of one of the agendas they push in public education is, yeah, you make these sacraments to, you know, Mother Earth or whatever, and everything will be good.
and a lot of these people they replace religion with science and like people worship rel- instead of trying to be good people, they're looking to people who aren't good. People are worshiping politicians and celebrities, and these are the wrong people to be worshiping because they're all self-aggrandizing narcissists, or else they
Yeah.
wouldn't be seeking out these positions.
Right, absolutely. Well, I had a friend of mine explain to me, and this really clicked in my head as far as like how corruption rises to the top in uh, in power structures is that and why it is so bad and it just gets more and more disgusting with the more powerful somebody gets is everybody most everybody has a stopping point as far as horrible things that they will do or how corrupt they will become, and that's about as far as they will rise in the ranks of power.
Hmm.
So that is why the most powerful people are probably the most corrupt, disgusting, perverted people. And I
Evil.
You don't
evil,
get
Forgot the word
yeah,
evil.
basically evil. Thank
you,
you for just putting the real word to it,
you
Batman.
you don't get to the top without stepping on some people.
Well, completely crushing them.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
oh, but sometimes you just have to flip up a mirror and laugh at these people and show them, be like, you guys are retarded.
Well, I
I
mean,
know I
that's
can't say
why
that
we
word
need
on YouTube.
you can't. Well, gosh, me and Luke Stone said all kinds of no words, and the thing's still up. But I have a
Okay.
small audience, so and that is the other thing about
Luke is
publicity.
great.
If you're ever, I freaking love Luke. He's wonderful, and he told me because after the show in the backstage, I said, "Hey, who else do you think might be cool coming on my show?" And he's like, "Dude, Hojo, have Hojo on. He's so funny."
I wouldn't be here without the guy.
Yeah,
Literally, I wouldn't have done anything. Like he built Fund My Comic. He just looked at these people and was like, I heard like what Kickstarter have done to some of my contemporaries and people that make way more money than me, and they basically did what GoFundMe did. They're like, okay, you can't have this money. We're gonna give it back to all these people, and you still can't make your comic, but you done spent all this time and energy making this comic. And I'm sorry, you don't think like we do. And then Indiegogo and other platforms started what they call shadow banning people and yanking their stuff and not putting them at the top where they should be because they were making a lot of money. And you search for them, they're not there. You have to have a direct link. And Luke Stone just looked at him and said, "You know what? No." He was working on doing it like crowdfunding from his own website.
right.
But he's like, he looked around and he's like, Luke's a compassionate person. He loves humans, and he was looking at these artists and these creators that were just getting their dreams crushed by people who just with here it comes with just fruity rainbow colored hair, and they hate anybody who doesn't think like them, And so he just looked at him and said, "No, we'll do it ourselves. I will build something for all of these people so they can go make their dreams come true. You're not going to steal it away from these people just because they disagree with you on maybe 3 or 4 issues. At the end of the day, that's just kind of like what it boils down to. And in
Well,
some
yeah,
cases, it's a lot more
absolutely.
issues.
You know, and I did mean to ask you this before we went into conspiracy corner. As far as crowdfunding right now with your second comic in the
Mhm.
Mythicals, are you doing exclusively Fund My Comic, or did you
I
do
did for the
others?
first 30 days. I owe it to them, and I just think that that's the best way to do it because of the payment, the way the payments set up.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. So we actually have your Mythicals 2 funding campaign
Hmm.
over on Fund My Comic. So I didn't note, and I can't see right now, is this amount here everything that was on Fund My Comic, or everything
No, that's everything that's been on
together?
Fund My Comic. I did first 30 days there because when I launched the first book, I did Indiegogo. Fund My Comic didn't even exist till after maybe 3 or 4 months into it. It was supposed to open the uh, Christmas of 2022. So, they had some programming delays. That's what happens when you're trying to build something like this. And so I opened it up there too. He was new. I was one of the first. I was one of the original like 10 or 20 campaigns on there. Maybe even like 15. Now there's probably over 100, 200 maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a campaign running over there. We didn't start our business plan as a crowdfunding thing, and so we've went pretty much 4 years self-publishing on a subscription model and bringing people to our website.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we wanted to we want to start crowdfunding actually more to start networking with the crowdfunders and the indie space.
Hmm.
And so we are
A lot of talent out there.
there is so much talent out there. It's another reason why I started this stream, was just to meet more crowdfunders and indies and all that kind of stuff. Because that's what I want to do. I want to meet you guys and
Yeah,
hopefully become friends.
yeah.
You know?
It's. I mean, I did Kickstarter and it only did 30 days. I only got like $500 off of that. I think I ended up getting like little, almost over 7K on Indiegogo on the first one, and then the rest I ended up it was a little less than 12 when we ended it,
Yeah.
and now I'm at 8. What is it? 8290 or something like that, and I got almost 2,000 on Kickstarter already, so we're well over 10K now. Like I can't do the math right now in my head.
Now, as far as oh, thank you, Hawk, for gifting the cookie. And he says, does Flip City have an official mascot? Um, Not really. We have Norm, and I don't have an example of Norm right now, but maybe
But you
when we
do.
bring him up. Who?
You
What?
do.
Tell me.
Christy, Christy Phillips.
That's me, I guess.
She's your mascot.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I guess I am. However, I think I like Norm a little better as our mascot. I'll have to show you Norm. I just don't have him here. Okay, next week. Next week, I will show you the
But wait,
official Flip
people
City
need to understand.
mascot.
I'm sorry. People need to realize that it's not our norm, Hang Ten Alien Surfer norm. It's a different
No,
norm
yes, it
Oh.
is a different Norm.
because Three Beermen's one of the three beermen is Hang Ten Alien Surfer, but his real first name is Norm, and lately he's been going by Norm. So
Mm.
just didn't want to confuse the two norms. But I
Mm.
digress.
And I will digress a little further just to let Hawk know next week. I will have Norm, our Norm, the Flip City Norm, to show you who he is. He's part of the Woke World family. And basically, he's the kid that has to deal with the entire Woke family. So maybe we'll do a live read of Woke World next week. Okay. All right. So back to Hojo. So tonight, and we're not starting quite yet, but we are reading some Flip City content. And when we were DMing over on Twitter, you said you wanted to do it live, and I just want to let you know we're going to put you through your paces.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. So hang tight for that in 5 minutes. And I'm going to do off the cuff mansplain. Cosmic, I do not know if you have that stinger ready. It has no sound. Look at
Boom, right there. Look at that.
mansplain. I'm going to make a better stinger one of these days for that.
I do love that show, though.
Which show?
Mad Men was a good show. It was a great
Mad
show.
Men. Yes, yes. Which actually, I tried watching the first 3 episodes and I never got into it and gave up. But
Yeah,
I
my mom didn't
enjoyed
like it. I was surprised.
Yeah, another one was Dexter that
Oh, I
everybody
love
seemed to
Dexter.
love, and I watched like 5 episodes and I just could not get into it.
I don't like Breaking Bad. I think it's dumb.
Sinful.
I know. There it is. Everybody looks at me and like, what?
Okay, I've got one for both of you. You need to check out. It's only got 3 episodes in so far. It's only on Netflix, and it's called Louder Milk, and it's really intense and very interesting, and it really kept my attention. I just finished binging it over the last week and a half. Louder
can't-
Milk.
I canceled Netflix with Cuties.
I
I've never
canceled it
gone
a
back.
long time ago. Like the
Un-
best
un-
show I've watched was on FX. I love Fargo, but that's not what I was gonna say. It was called The Old Man with Jeff Bridges. Oh, it was a great show.
Oh yes, we watched that recently. It
That's
was so
the
good.
best show I've watched in a long time.
We were sad that it was over.
Yeah, it's coming
Really?
back though. He's doing a second season.
Oh really? Because it
Yep.
seemed like it wrapped up.
Nope. They're doing another one.
Okay, well that's good to know. All right, but we need to get into mansplain
Cool.
because you've been successful in crowdfunding from the freaking beginning. Can you mansplain to me how to be successful in crowdfunding? What do you do?
Well, number one, don't be a peckerhead.
I try
2,
not to be.
respect the customer. 3, work hard. 4, marketing. 5, marketing. 6, marketing. 7, relationships. 8, dope art. If you're gonna do comics. 9, we're at 9. See 1 through 8.
I like the checklist.
Yeah, it's really marketing. You have to want it. Desire is like I want to do this my entire life. Some people want to do it as a hobby or a vanity project or whatnot. Yeah, that's cool. But if you're not successful, don't blame me. Blame the man in the mirror, Jamon. So
Come on.
I mean, you have do your homework. Do your homework. Like Glenn Beck always used to say when I listened to him, do your own homework. Do it. Like the roadmap's there. Not my fault if you veer left, veer right. You might find a shortcut, but then again, you might fall off the cliff. Just stay on the path.
As best you can, at least, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've created a lot of like a marketing strategy. I've seen people. It's flattering to see people try to emulate, but they're not me. It's not really going to work for them because they're not me. Like, and especially if you're going to do it through, which I kind of have to because I'm not on YouTube. I don't have my own show. Like, man, I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do the buttons and the intros and all that stuff and not make it look like I'm just the dude sitting in his basement going, "Hey, what's up? Buy my comic books." It's not gonna work. But I do have charisma and I can talk to other people and I can turn it on when I have to. But if you're gonna be on social media, don't be a peckerhead. But create a persona that is you. It is WWE. It's you turn up to 11. It's actually me turned down to 12 because I'm a 13. Because when I get out there and start talking to people with comics, I can carry a conversation and I can, just like today, I said, I kind of don't know what to say. What everybody have for lunch today? That's some weird shit. This guy sent me a hot dog with peanut butter and jelly on it.
He
But-
sent you a picture of that?
He said that this is what I had. It was like a hot dog with peanut butter on one side and jelly down the other side on the bun. That's a kind of a no-go for me, but all right, pal.
Right.
Like I ended up I've been running for 2 years. I've been running social media tests on how to create and engage an audience and retain the audience. You can catch somebody's attention. You can shoot a gun in the middle of the street, but you got to keep their attention. That's hard to do. And the way I
Right.
do it is I keep telling you about an awesome story, or I show you art, or I'll tell you things I'm interested in. Like today, I said I missed the Ninja Turtle pudding pies from the late 80s, early 90s. Those things were the bomb. My grandmother used to take me to a 7-Eleven and I'd read comics and eat the Ninja Turtle pudding pies. And then I try to use that to tell people how awesome. Remember how awesome comics were? Look at this picture from the late 80s. This is Jim Valentino. Do you guys know who this is? And they're like, of course we do. I'll take a poll on who's your favorite Hulk artist. It is marketing is a like I even told Luke this. Marketing is an ability, a skill. Some people have that God-given talent, but if you don't, Mike Tyson is a perfect example of this. He had the talent, but if it wasn't focused, he could get his ass knocked down by some dude named Buster Douglas.
Okay. That's really interesting. So
You have to train this. You have to study it. You have to keep the eye of the tiger. I hate to keep bringing it back to Rocky and sports and all that, but I watched the movie Miracle. It's a hockey movie about yeah, the speech that Kirk Douglas gives.
The U.S. The U.S. hockey team and how they won
Yeah,
the Olympics.
that speech is there for a while. I would listen to that speech every day. When he said, "This is your time," he said, "Now go out and take it." And so that's what you have to do. You have to want it. You have to take it. But like I said, it ain't easy. And especially for me, it's a strain on my family. It's a strain sometimes on my work life because I'm so tired. I get in the morning. I'm like, oh, I was on the stream all night. I can't. I'm gonna electrocute myself. I'm gonna ruin a $65 microchip. But coffee will get you through it, I guess. But like I said, there are sacrifices, but it's so rewarding because when you get that one person that sends you a DM that says, "Just read your book, you better hurry the F up with issue 2." Like that makes it worth it, man. Or I did
yeah.
a signing at a local store, like, and this little girl came up. She had, I don't even know what to call them, like I call them the Timmy sticks from South Park.
Okay.
She had those on, and he, like her, I guess, dad or uncle or somebody was like, "I told you that this guy was going to be here. This looked like something you like." Because it was the cover with her on, you got the cat in the tree and everybody's doing cool stuff. And she looked at it, she's like, "Oh, she's so pretty." It's like, "Thank you." And she looked at it, she's like, "I love it." She's like, "Will you sign it for me?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll sign it for you." She's like, "Can you put my name in?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll put your name in it." She's like, "This looks so awesome."
Aw,
And like that right there was worth it for me, you know? But
right.
not everybody's like that. They just see dollar signs. Like this isn't like I guess you can consider it a hobby because it doesn't put any food on my table, not
Right.
even a taco,
Not even
um,
one taco.
not one taco. Uh,
You have
but
to love what you do, and from what we're hearing tonight, we get you love what you do very much so.
I mean, it's fun. I love stories. I was an only child. I've read a lot, so like I grew up on like reading like Robert Louis Stevenson and like fantasy adventure, and then like the Isaac Asimovs and all that stuff, and so comics was just a natural fit. And I'm like, oh man, they got these epic tales. Like, um, I didn't realize what Jack Kirby was doing until I was older, that he was just breaking down all this mythos and telling these grand stories like with the New God saga and all that. But I just like stories, man, and I just feel like I've been a natural storyteller. Like that's just what I do.
Hey, Hojo, I just wanted to let you know over on YouTube, Iron Age Media popped in and said, "We're just popping in. The Mythicals is awesome. Glad to see the second one is coming along." So that's a
Yeah,
message
thanks,
to
man.
you.
Good dude.
Yay.
Now,
And
real quick, Hojo, can
Yep.
you tell us, for anybody out there who wants to get number one, how do they go about grabbing it up from you?
It's on the link. You can get both issues right now. There's actually a coupon code designed where if you're new to the campaign, you just pop whatever physical issue of number 2 you want in your shopping cart there, and then you go find the flip cover, not Flip City, flip cover, that's got the both covers from the first book. I combined them so nobody misses out because they're both phenomenal covers. And you put in the coupon code and it'll take $6 off your total. So you don't get dinged twice for shipping. I'm not trying to rip anybody off. Shipping is expensive. I kept the same rates. I'm gonna probably I mean I can't I have to keep the same rates, and so issue 1 is only like an extra $12 on your order. So I mean that's a steal. You get a sketch cover black and white of issue 1. People like that. So I've never been to a convention, and even as a fan, it's kind of a running joke with some of my old friends. Something always came up. So I'm going to my first one as a creator and a fan. So it's a little crazy for me in April.
When's that happening, and which con are you going to?
It's Big Lake Comic Con in Northern Chantilly, Virginia. And the people who run it, it's their second one. It got so big in the south of Virginia, they moved one to Northern Virginia. And so they own a comic shop, great guys. So they're comic people.
Awesome.
So they're having the original cast from the Ninja Turtles show reunite, like the 4 turtles. So they're going to do like a reading or something on stage, maybe.
Well, that sounds like a good first con to go to, and I hope to be joining you, not necessarily at that con, but in attending my first cons in 2024 as well. So, you know,
I invite you both. I invite you both to come out to New York, Long Island's Eternal Con. It's usually in June, July 4th weekend, give or take, or Father's Day weekend. It's kind of like he runs between Father's Day and July 4th weekend. But I know the promoter very well. He's a close friend of mine, and I would love to have you guys out to New York.
Thank you so much. If I can afford the travel, I will take you
Yeah.
up on that offer, because
If she'd let me, I would.
if she'd let you.
Yeah. So one con a year, but we'll see.
Awesome.
But-
Hey, I think we're gonna go ahead and transition into the Flip City branding, which tonight we are going to read Snarky Ones of the Galaxy. And we talked via DMs on X that you were going to play the lead role of Starload Peter Squeal.
Okay.
And you've said you've basically had comic books in your hands since the time you could read.
Pretty much, yeah. I learned to read a lot because of the comic books.
All right.
Go to the dictionary, be like, oh, what does this mean?
I have faith that you'll be able to handle this. Then we've got 42 slides that we're going to go through. Everybody else on our panel, which in fact I want to bring in my husband, the elusive Scott McKenzie, create mad mind behind Flip City.
Hi, Hojo. Hi,
Nice,
guys.
man. What's up?
Yeah.
So, brother,
Hey.
And he'll be taking a couple of roles as well. I don't need to go through the whole thing. And Cosmic, I think we're ready. Oh, just to let you know, Hojo,
Yep.
as far as the character Starload goes, he's
Mhm.
a giant jerk, but also very religious.
Okay.
If that gives you any insight into the character.
Okay.
All right. So I think we're ready. You good to go too, Batman? All right, let's roll.
All right. Star-Lord Peter Squeal must rally to his team to defend the universe. No surprises there, but if the mission is not successful and the ticket sales are bad enough, it could mean a permanent lunch break for director James Gunn and the Snarky Ones of the Galaxy. And let's just give a shout to our artist, Deft Hand Amin, Ben Sullivan, the Deft Hand of Sydney, Australia, for the great art on this piece, by the way. All right. Peter Squeal, aka Starload, Drunks, Gonora, Rico Raccoon, and Cute enjoy a well-deserved rest at their new vacation spot on the trading outpost of No Way Man, a giant floating head at the edge of the galactic rim.
That's me.
Yep.
This is the life. 6 weeks of sun, fun, sand, ammonia gas, and gravity.
This is all great, but it sure feels like we ought to be doing something.
Look, you can do whatever you want. Just keep the old duels flowing. Relax, the galaxy is fine. I just checked up on it again 10 minutes ago. It's not going to disappear just because you took a vacation.
I am cute.
Yeah, adorable. Now lean a little more this way. The sun's in my eyes.
Thought we could score a little alone time. That is, if you're not too busy playing Candy Crush Saga. You had plenty of time to turn our HQ room into your man cave.
Well, a half god has to do what a half god has to do. Mostly super manly half god stuff women wouldn't understand. Can I get another Shirley Temple? And I sure could use a massage over the shirt, please. And a chocolate biscotti for dessert. Nothing too sinful. I'm watching my weight.
And more suntan lotion for drunk.
There's a 3 limit bottle per customer.
Is it too much to ask of you all to shut the hell up forever? I've been listening to you losers jaw for 8 cycles. I've got half a mind to go full Punisher on you all with a cluster grenade.
Wow, somebody had too much coffee.
Oh yeah, sorry, Ganora. I don't know why I did that. Must have forgotten to take my meds.
Well, do us all a favor and double up.
Do not be disheartened, furry one. Uncontrollable rage is a genetic trait of many inferior species.
What? Why, you lousy bum? I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you. I'll finally get on Dateline. Sorry, drunks. I don't know why I did that either. I don't know what's wrong with me lately. I can't seem to manage my emotions, and I have an intense craving for weird alien blood.
You should try aromatherapy or essential oils. There's a massage next to the weight room. I could give you I could give you a Kylosin rub down.
What a true friend.
Ha 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 ha! We are an unlikely group of friends. Yes.
I know. It's almost like some talentless hack threw us all together in a pot and waved his magic wand and made $1 billion off it.
I think Rico might seriously be ill. He could even have rabies. We need to get him to an animal hospital.
Right, that old animal hospital in the sky.
No, you idiot. A real animal hospital. There's one on planet Xanadu. God, you're so stupid. You make drunks look like Professor Xavier's physics teacher's financial advisor.
Spicy.
And so the snarky ones embark on planet Xanadu to get help with their furry friend.
Let's get some funk going up in his house. I bought some road tunes. Got Creed and Jars of Clay. If you want to go old school, I can put on Strider. Nobody? Okay, Creed it is. Now this is a great song that meant a lot to me growing up. I think it really goes well with the emotional context of this space trip. So let's go there. Let's make ours. Oh God, I can't. I'm not
So
gonna.
let's go there.
Let's make our escape.
Oh, let's go there. Let's ask, can we stay? Can you take me higher to a place where love will be? Can you take
My harmony.
to a place with golden streets?
Oh God, kill me. Let's go, Team Starload. By the way, I issued you all new suit patches to show your pride. Why aren't you wearing them?
We don't have a problem with the patches. It's just that, we're all rebels here. We don't like being told what to do.
So if you don't have a problem, just wear the patch.
I will not wear stupid patch.
Okay, clearly we need to work on your attitude, mister. A few days in solitary confinement should change that. Something's still out of place. What is it? Oh yeah, it's your hairdo. You gotta look hip if you want to ride on this ship, nerd.
Ouch, that hurt cute. Cute, sick of Star-Tard.
Now I'm starving. How about you make yourself useful and grow some apples? I'm spending a ton on fertilizer and weed killer. Fortune, Jesus.
And drunk's bored. Must have choked chicken a dozen times already.
Hey, family movie here.
Wait, is today Sunday? We're gonna make a little pit stop because all you degenerates could use a little old time religion right now.
Ugh.
Okay, Miss Post Underwear Selfies on TikTok.
10,000 followers. Maybe you're just jealous I get so much attention.
Nobody asked you to bring your daddy issues with you into space.
All who receive the word rejoice unto the Lord. Now raise your hands and accept the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Man,
Praise.
Everybody's so happy. I could just bite them all. Why is this making me even angrier?
that was good. My soul feels lighter, and I'm full of free wafers and grape juice.
8 hours later.
This
It's
doesn't look like Planet Xanadu.
It's not. That place is expensive, but I have a backup plan.
Down on the surface, Starload escorts Rico to the Spender Affirming Care Facility.
We're taking you to the very best animal hospital in the galaxy. It's even got a Jewish name, Mount Stekti or something.
Say, kind of swampy. So, where's that hospital?
This scene reminds me of one of my favorite Disney movies, Old Yeller. It's so sad when Travis has to shoot Old Yeller in the head at the end. But that's not going to happen here.
A good one. Funny. I know what's going on here, Star-Lord. So don't think I'm going down without a fight.
Are you okay? You need a real hospital. You might be rabid too.
So what? They have an over-the-counter pill for that now.
Oh, that was so hot how you killed that filthy rodent. Kiss me, Starload.
Whoa. Maybe a peck, but no heavy petting, okay?
What's your problem? Are you some kind of prude?
Well, first of all, you're green. I mean, what color would our kids be? As a potential dad, you got to think about these things. Plus, you're divorced, and that's a no-go zone for me, Matthew 5:31.
Kids? Who's taking things a little fast?
That's rich coming from someone who I did the nasty in a cloakroom with a hotel in Anessa and Nova's older brother.
Ah, lies. Who told you that? Was that Nebula? Well, she turns tricks for
Vibranium.
Vibranium.
Starload.
Sour grapes. Not attractive.
Tell me more about your mother.
And so our 4 surviving friends return to Snarky One's headquarters to hit the wet bar and polish off the rest of the hors d'oeuvres.
Had to bring Mother into this, huh? I wouldn't date you if you were the last girl on Counter Earth.
Well, enjoy hanging out with Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters.
I am cute. Ha 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 ha! We are one big crazy family.
Can somebody put this Yutz in the airlock, please?
Oh,
Spicy.
Spicy. Yeah.
Thank you,
Spicy.
Hojo,
Thank
for
you.
playing our game.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
Ah,
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed ourselves. Did you enjoy
Yeah, it was-
yourself, dear?
that was pretty good. Good read.
Okay. It was a good read. You are a good reader.
Oh man, I should have
Really?
got that in advance. I don't have my glasses on. I'm like, oh, I'm following it. Oh, I lost it.
Actually, I'm surprised you picked up on some of the cues where Starload was not on the slide.
Yeah.
There we go. I had to readjust there. All right. So I just want to do a last chat check-in because we're about to close up our stream. It doesn't look like anybody else has said anything on YouTube. Thank you, Rogaroo, for always putting those awesome thumbnails over on or the GIFs over on Odyssey. They're very funny.
Okay, I just saw the Creed.
You just saw the Creed?
Yeah, he had
Oh,
it.
oh,
It
he
just sounds
put it
like, oh
up.
god.
And then, the Hawk popped in over on Pilled. Thank you for being here. And Batman, we've got a lot of you chatting in there. And thank you if you're still around to Movies America and America Inc. Music, who I forgot to credit at the beginning of our stream. They were the house band for tonight. So you can go check them out at americaincmusic.com. Fact Finder, Prairie Fire, Giuseppe, Classical Chick, and Pilled Promos and Feisty Mango over on Pilled. Thank you guys all for checking in tonight. Very, very much appreciated. We are not a regular live stream where we're just checking in with chat all the time because I like to give our guests as much of the focus as possible. So anybody that enjoyed, yes, you're very welcome. Anybody that enjoyed the stream, come back next week, 6 p.m. PST. We're going to have Lee Simpson, our very first Flip City contributor on the show. And what he is promoting is his novel, Shams and Rams. And he made a spicy card game called Scamdemic. And I'm sure you can guess what that is about. So check in with us next week. And Hojo, tell everybody where best to find you.
I mean, you can find me on Twitter, HW Desper, bumping around comic streams. That's pretty much it. Facebook, South River Studios, Instagram, South River Studios. Yeah, I guess I am in a few other places, but I don't check Instagram that much because I don't draw that much. I mean, like, this is me, so that's not that great.
Oh, that's not that bad either, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, I kind of, that does give me an advantage is when they say I'm just a writer. I'm like, I can draw. I do know art. I mean, I'm pretty good at finding talent. Unfortunately, sometimes I can't afford it. So, but yeah, just find me there. Hojo, South River Studios, Mythicals. Like, if you go to anything comic related on Twitter, you'll see it. It's everywhere. That's the point.
Right, absolutely. All right, so yeah, you're in a lot of comic streams as far as live chatting and all that, but you don't stream yourself. And don't plan on doing so.
I wouldn't say I'm too lazy. It's just too much responsibility, and I would have to learn a lot more things and take more time away from my wife and children, stuff like that. But so when I'm out here, it's because I really want to talk to these people. It's a lot of like I'm on these streams to sell a book, but sometimes I'd rather just come on and just talk and hang out. And I love that. I love just to go talk about and just, shoot the shit, as they say. But I feel like I've always got a book out in the past year. But it's a good problem to have, I guess, because I'm I'm starting to build a following. Like people are starting to get it. Like it's not really me sometimes. I'm just saying something just to provoke a reaction. Like if I
Right.
do say anything spicy, like I don't dip my toes into political stuff, but today I had to. I'm like, you people are retarded.
Yeah. And that is the thing, like with our brand in particular, we need to be spicy because that is what our brand is.
Yeah,
So
it's
um
fun. Like satire. It's what you guys do goes back. It's kind of intertwined with comic books because that's how comic books sprung out, was from political satire and stuff like that, and to tell a story, but not only just a story, like a funny story that at the same time you're like, shit, it's true. That's the
yeah.
best. That's the
Well,
best. Like you
it's the
can't, like,
best to
you can get mad because we made fun of you, but you can't say it's not true.
it this is very true. And personally, I think comedy is the best way to be able to say the truth.
And that's why they hate comedy.
Yeah,
That's
and
why a
they
lot of comedians just said, I don't need this shit. I'm not doing this anymore because I'm not going to go up. Comedy and like stand-up comedy. I don't know if I could ever do it because my mind would just be focused on something else. I would be thinking of the next joke and ruining the first one. Um, but to go out there and just like pure comedy, like Richard Pryor type comedy, that's pure. Like everybody laughed at it, and everybody was like, "Yeah, but he's right."
right.
And but then at the end of the day, a black person, a white person, the honky and the brother would look at each other and be like, "Yeah, but we're still Americans. We can laugh at each other, but at the end of the day, we can still go work with each other." And nowadays, people are like, "I can't work with you because blah, because blacks, because you're talking to this person or that person." Dude, stop. Get get like
Yeah.
get out of my face with that nonsense. Like,
Well, that is the thing too. I mean, you kind of brought up a roundabout point is uh using comedy to kind of like smack each other around, but you both can freaking laugh about it.
yeah.
That doesn't happen these days.
Like I said the other
Everything.
day, I got serious. I said I do believe in the healing power of laughter because I have seen it with like veterans, and especially I've seen people pulled back from the brink, literally. If you take them to a stand-up comedy show or something, and it's much needed. Like it's easier to tear something down in a destructive way, but you have to be a little constructive with it. You can't just be a hateful comedian. You're making fun of somebody because you love them half the
Right,
time.
absolutely. I mean, there is a place for irreverence, and
Yeah, and
everybody should just embrace it, in my opinion.
and like
Right.
stand-up comedy, like I said, is pure. It is pure freedom of expression because you can go up there and say whatever you want to try to make somebody laugh, and it just be. But now they don't find it so funny anymore, and they're like, "Well, you can't say that. You can't talk about these things. You can't make fun of these things." I don't like it when you just say you can't say, and then whatever you say after that is irrelevant to me. Don't say you can't say,
Right.
because yes, I can, and yes, I will.
Well, it's
You're
kind
not
of
gonna
like challenge accepted.
you're not gonna tell me, and I think that's what Elon Musk just stood up and bought X and was like, no, you're not gonna tell these people they can't say things, and you're not gonna. Are you out of your minds? Like,
Right.
and he knows, and it's also smart business for him because he knows mainstream media is dying, traditional media is dying. You have citizen reporters that are more eloquent, and it was kind of life imitating art with Taylor Lorenz was lamenting about the death of it or whatever. And she's like, and I was one of these citizen journalists, and I work hard. I'm like, no, you just smeared people, and now you're getting it done to you, and you're getting called what you used to hate. You talk about trad media, honey, you're it.
Yeah.
You're irrelevant now. And he has given all these people a voice to just say, like, no, like this is the truth. This community notes on Twitter was one of the most brilliant things I have seen. A media company that says, hey, if we get it wrong, tell us and show everybody else what the truth is, because maybe we got it wrong, maybe we jumped the gun, maybe we
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I actually recently saw something from a community notes contributor that that's being basically attacked by bots. I don't know if you've seen any of that floating around Twitter, but
Misinformation. It's Russian disinformation. Okay.
well, yeah, there's always going to be trouble with everything, but community notes is having a problem right now.
Mm.
I just have two things to say here real quick.
Mm.
Laughter is the best medicine. And I did want to ask you, who is your favorite comedian? Live or dead? Who's your favorite?
Oh man. Sam Kinison really made me laugh. But
It was great.
and I miss him so like George Carlin and Robin Williams.
Yep.
Because man, I was watching a George Carlin clip the other day, and it was just brilliant when he was trying to explain like football and why it was uh it- and people just stood up at the end of the day at it, and like a lot of people probably didn't understand what he was saying, but it was so eloquent and he just broke it down so much. Like with a forward pass and what you could do, like he tries to throw bombs, and it's just like. But the thing that always got me about George Carlin, and because he was very observant, like the best comedians are the ones that are very observant of human behavior. So he was talking about everybody, and this was back in the '80s when he was like, people were like, "Save the whales, save the snails." He was like, "Look, the world's gonna be fine. It's humanity that's the fucking problem." And that right there, like, I didn't understand at the time, but I do now. I do now. Like, just stop being a peckerhead. Stop fucking it up.
If
Yeah, I think.
you, oh, go ahead, Christy.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think I saw that. I've noticed you've said Peckerhead several
I've
times
been bringing that
tonight.
back. I've been bringing that back. I did it
I
on
thought,
Twitter. That's
yes, I
it. I'm
thought I saw you post
trying to
that.
get back into my vernacular because I mean, God, just uh,
There's
it's
there's a
a
lot of
best.
peckerheadedness.
Oh my God, they're everywhere. Um, but and Robin Williams because like I try to do I like to do impressions of people like I have my whole life and he was a master at it. Jim Carrey, good impressions. He's insane. But
Yes.
those are I mean Jim Carrey is hilarious. Like his stand up made me just die laughing when I saw it after he got famous. But Robin Williams, like I just God man.
Robin Williams
Yeah.
was the first person I ever experienced a fandom for because I was in love with Mork at 4 years
Yeah.
old, and because he just cracked me up. I freaking loved Mork. And so I always had an affection for Robin Williams through his entire career. That was my thing.
Oh, there you go.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, you
Yeah.
have a Mork pin. I'm
It's,
jealous.
yeah, it's a hat pin along with all my other hat pins, but, yep.
I remember seeing a stand up when I was a kid and I'm like, God, he's so animated. How's it get that much energy? I know now. But
Yeah.
even his stuff after he stopped doing drugs, he was still out there and he'd be like, "Oh, this is the greatest thing in the world." And he would I remember he was talking about like weed and stuff and he was talking about some drug. He's like, "Where was that when I was getting high?" But yeah, I miss all of these people and I think Dave Chappelle's hilarious. I used to think
Have
Chris
you
Rock was funny.
have you followed Cat Williams at all?
I've seen Cat Williams. I think he's funny. Yeah, he's saying some things now they don't like.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
still
why
need to watch that
you're not
interview.
his oh
he's got a bullseye on his back right now.
yeah
They're
yeah
coming at him hard.
yep
But yeah,
yeah he don't
I've been following him since before this whole saga, and he's pretty funny. He's real
yeah
fun.
he is
He's a
funny
great storyteller. He's a
yeah
great storyteller.
because I mean he had a lot of these comedians before they get into that like they were messed up with some bad shit but that was the guy out of the group like oh man he's funny as hell. So you have all these it's almost like I compare it to music like Jim Croce he was a great storyteller as a musician because he had had all these odd jobs and met all these like I looked into I watched a biography on him one time he led an interesting life before he was a musician and got famous and all the stories he had were songs all these songs were like stories that he had. This was his life. Like he didn't make any of that stuff
Autobiographical.
up. Yeah, all of it.
Autobiographical.
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like,
Very
people
good.
call me an old soul because I don't like any music really made after 2000.
Yeah, that's okay with me. I don't
Yeah.
think we listened to anything post 2000, or not much of it at least. All right, cool. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and say goodnight. And I want to thank you, Hojo, so much for coming on. Check him out all over the place. In the link, if you want to support the Mythicals Book 2, follow the link in the description of the video. And I think we're going to call it a night. Thank you, Batman. Thank you, Hojo. Thank you, Cosmic. You are awesome. You are the reason I can stream. And I'll thank you every single week. So good night.
Good night.
From the moment that I saw you, I knew it was love at first sight. I was up in the sky, above the birds and the clouds. I was so high. You didn't see me, didn't look at me, didn't turn your head my way. I was speechless, I was tongue-tied, didn't even know what to say. But I mustered up the courage and I flew over to you. Had to stop looking at a distance and get a closer view. I stayed too long, you got uncomfortable and then you panicked. I knew I was in trouble. Then you burst my bubble. Yeah, you burst my bubble. Burst my bubble. You burst my If you know me, I'm persistent and I won't give up on you. I just need a second chance to prove that my love is true. I'm not crazy, please believe me. I promise I'm not out of my mind. Wanna see you, wanna hear you. Maybe it'll work out this time. When I saw you again, my heart began to flutter, melt like butter. And I opened my mouth to speak, nothing came out and began to stutter. You had that look upon your face and I began to panic. I knew I was in trouble.